just to say that, I don't think of myself as a philosopher, and I come at it from East Asian, particularly sort of Chinese tradition, and the Madhyamaka tradition is in many ways, in different ways, but in many ways still very, very alive in the Chinese materials, and in some sense you could read the Chan literature as a kind of ongoing commentary in a very different literary form on Madhyamaka, and a continual, not just thinking through, but trying to sort of grasp the real implications in terms of teaching strategies and so on involved in Madhyamaka. So I'd like to, in the future sometime, one of the groups I would like to see brought in more is the sort of Chinese groups. There are not a lot of people, it's hard to know who to invite. There are not a lot of people really working in these materials explicitly. But I thought I would just read you a poem. We've talked a lot about argument, the role of reason, and so on and so forth. Buddhist dialectics term came up off and on a number of times. Again, sort of one of the primary sort of structural forms, I think, in which Chinese think about Madhyamaka. But I'm also really interested in more and more and more with the power in which these both ideas and rhetorical forms are often expressed aesthetically. And partly this comes from, we had this wonderful Korean poet here at Smith a few days ago, Kohn, and I just wanted to share something of the wonder of his presence by reading one of his poems as a kind of commentary on Madhyamaka. And it's a simple poem. And Kohn was a Zen monk, and you'll kind of recognize in the title the kind of Zen reference here. It's called Coming Down the Mountain. I turned around. Where did it go? The mountain I just came down. Where am I? The old snakeskin rattles in the autumn wind.